It was a busy night at the House of Mouse. The hall was filled with guests, and they had acts all lined up. When the show started, Mickey came out on stage and spoke to the audience. "Hiya, folks," he said. "It's great to have you all here. We got quite a show for you tonight. Let's kick off with a few members by our band." While Mickey went off the stage, Huey, Dewey, and Louie walked onto the stage and started their set of songs. Backstage, Mickey told all the upcoming acts to break a leg and congratulated his crew for the great job they're doing. Just then, Minnie got a phone call. She answered the phone and spoke to the person on the other line. After she hung up, she said, "Mickey, there's something out front who wants to speak to you, Donald and Goofy." "Really?" Mickey blinked. "I wonder who it is." "It's a restaurant critic," said Minnie. "He heard about our successful business and wants to have an interview with the three of you." "Oh boy, what an opportunity!" exclaimed Mickey. "I'll round up Donald and Goofy. You and Daisy hold the floor until we get back." Mickey went and rounded up Donald and Goofy, and the three of them went out front to meet this critic. "Good evening," said the man. "My name is Joe Pegway. I heard that you have such a successful business you run here. Would you mind telling me what is the key to your success?" Mickey, Donald, and Goofy all took turns talking about the ins and outs of what they do until Mickey wrapped it up by saying the true key to their success was them. "Is that so?" asked Joe. "Well, I think that's exactly what I need." To their surprise, the critic turned out to be Pete in disguise. Before they could escape, Pete grabbed them, threw them in his truck, and drove off with them. Meanwhile, back at the House of Mouse, Minnie started to wonder where the boys were. "Daisy, have you heard from the boys?" she asked. "Not since they went out of the building," said Daisy. "Maybe we should check on them." They walked outside and noticed they were gone. "Oh my goodness!" Mickey squealed. "They're gone! What happened to them?" asked Daisy. "I don't know, but we can't go on without them," said Minnie. "Mickey needs to keep the show running, and we're low on waiter staff without Goofy." "Plus, the three caballeros can't perform without Donald," added Daisy. "We've got to find them," said Minnie. Minnie and Daisy ran upstairs to the security room. They asked Horace Horsecollar to play back the security cameras, and they saw what happened to them. "They've been kidnapped," said Daisy. "We've got to save them," said Minnie. "But first, we've got to stop for time," said Daisy. Minnie and Daisy went back downstairs to the stage. Clarabelle had just finished her gossip of the night. After she walked off stage, Minnie went on stage to the microphone. "May I have your attention, please?" said Minnie. "We are experiencing some technical difficulties with some of our acts. If there is anybody in the house who would like to perform at their place for the time being, please step forward." In the audience, Sisu raised her hand. "Oh, pick me! My girl Raya and I can put on quite a show for y'all." "Excellent," said Minnie. "Anyone else?" The Dalmatians volunteered to put on a little circus act for the guests, too. Minnie thanked the volunteers and walked back off stage, believing there was enough to cover the acts. She met back with Daisy and Clarabelle. "Okay, we should be covered at least until we get back." "What's going on?" asked Clarabelle, confused. "Mickey, Donald, and Goofy have been kidnapped by Pete," said Daisy. "Oh no, that's awful!" Clarabelle shouted. "And Daisy and I are going to find them and rescue them," said Minnie. "Could I come with you?" asked Clarabelle. "I'd like to help." "And sure, Clarabelle," said Daisy. "The bigger the team we have, the better. Plus, we could use some muscle." Clarabelle winked and flexed her muscles. "Now, how are we going to find him?" she asked. "Pluto can pick up their scent and take us to him," said Minnie. "Then you get Pluto," said Daisy. "We don't have time to lose." Minnie got Pluto and took him outside. Daisy and Clarabelle followed. Pluto was about to pick up Mickey's scent and lead the girls right to him. Pete was holding the trio hostage inside a warehouse. "This is the place?" wondered Clarabelle. "I think I can hear Pete," said Minnie. There was an open window high up on the side of the warehouse. The girls formed a totem pole with Clarabelle on the bottom, and Daisy in the middle, and Minnie on top. Minnie peeked into the warehouse and saw Pete holding Mickey, Donald, and Goofy hostage. "You guys are going to work for me now," said Pete. "With your house, I'll turn this warehouse into the greatest nightclub on earth." "We'll do no such business with you, Pete," said Mickey. "We got better thingies to fry," said Goofy. "Let's go!" yelled Donald. "Ain't that cute?" said Pete. "No can do, kids. You help me out or I'll throw you all in the boiler." The boys screamed in terror. Minnie gasped. "This is worse than I thought." The girls disassembled their ladder. What's going on?
Pete is using Mickey, Donald, and Goofy to build his own nightclub, and he's threatening to broil them if they don't,
explained Minnie. That's not good, said Clarabelle. We've got to get in there and save them. That's just what we're going to do, said Daisy. They walked around and saw the front entrance. It was being guarded by 2 weasels. Looks like the place is heavily guarded, said Daisy. How are we going to get past them? Asked Clarabelle.
Don't you fret, girls,
said Minnie.
I have a plan.
She whipped out a long yellow dress and a brunette wig.
We'll disguise ourselves as a tall, beautiful woman and trick them into letting us inside.
I love your thinking, Minnie, said Daisy. Minnie put on lipstick, eyeliner, and the wig. This is going to be so much fun, said Clarabelle.
Okay, girls, let's assemble,
Minnie said. Minnie climbed onto Daisy's shoulders, and Daisy climbed onto Clarabelle's shoulders. They wobbled a bit, but managed to get themselves straight. Minnie wrapped the dress around the trio.
Now, you two remember not to say a word. Let's try to look as attractive as possible.
You got it, Minnie, said Clarabelle as she started walking up to the guards. Minnie made a flirtatious face as Goofy continued to walk up to the guards, swaying her hips as she walked.
Hey there, big boys,
said Minnie in a soft voice. The weasels saw the disguised trio and both did a wild take.
Would you be so kind as to let me inside?
Minnie asked. Of course, the weasels were so much in a trance that they happily opened up the door for the girls.
Thank you so much,
said Minnie as Clarabelle proceeded inside, shaking her booty at the weasels. As soon as they were in, Clarabelle said, Yes, we're in! Shh! Daisy hushed. Sorry, Clarabelle whispered. Minnie looked around and saw Pete with the boys.
There they are,
she whispered.
Forward, Clarabelle!
Clarabelle walked slowly out to Pete, still swaying her hips. Minnie cleared her throat once they were behind Pete.
Ahem.
Pete turned around and was surprised. Well, hello there, Toots, he said. What might your name be? Minnie cleared her throat.
My name is Martha D. Club.
What's a big hunk of man like you doing in a place like this, and with these 3 boys? Pete stammered. Well, you see, I want them to help me out. I'm trying to start my own business and need some pointers on how to get started and be a success. Minnie, Donald, and Goofy noticed this woman flirting with Pete. Goofy and Donald were attracted by her, not knowing it was the girls in disguise, but Minnie saw right through the disguise. Fellas, he whispered, it's the girls. I think they're trying to get us out of this jam. Play along. Minnie continued.
Well, I hope to know the right man to help you with that. If you release these boys for me, I'll give you his number.
Sure, said Pete. Anything for you, Toots. Pete eased in closer to the girls, about to give Minnie a kiss, and he accidentally stepped on Clarabelle's foot. Yow! Clarabelle screamed. Daisy quickly shut up Clarabelle's muzzle. Pete jumped back. What was that? He asked. Minnie covered it up by saying,
Ouch! You stepped on my foot!
Oh, said Pete. Forgive me. Honest to goodness, that was a mere accident.
Apology accepted,
said Minnie as she handed a card to Pete. Here's his card, as I promised you. Thank you, Hot Stove, said Pete. They're all yours. Pete released the boys, and they followed the disguised girls out of the warehouse. They wobbled a bit, but still tried to look sexy. As soon as they were outside and distant from the warehouse, the girls got out of their disguise. Thanks for letting us out of that jam, girls, said Mickey. That was a sure clever way of you rescuing us, said Goofy.
Yeah,
said Donald.
Well, anything to get Pete out of the picture, said Minnie. That creative almost kissed me.
Yeah, and his odor was appalling, said Daisy. And he stepped on my toes, said Clarabelle.
Well, we're all safe now,
said Donald.
Say, Minnie,
what was that card you gave Pete? Asked Mickey.
Oh, it was someone legit, answered Minnie. Win-win situation for everyone.
Just then, Pluto came running up to Mickey, barking happily. He licked his face. Mickey was happy to see Pluto as well. But then he looked at his watch. We don't have time to celebrate, said Mickey. We gotta get back to the theater and fast. Fortunately, a bus stopped right next to them. They got on the bus and rode back to the theater. As soon as they got inside, Mickey noticed all the chaos going on in the main floor and quickly ran on stage to fix things up.
Well, job well done, girls,
said Minnie. We do make a great team, said Daisy. Clarabelle's stomach growled. Oh my, she gasped. I seem to be hungry. It sounds like you deserve some extra refreshments, said Goofy. Allow me, madame. Oh, well, I'll be, said Clarabelle. Within minutes, the crew got everything back in order, and the rest of the night ran smoothly. The end.